All right. Well, welcome back. And for your first time, welcome here at our bar at Last Call. We have a very special guest starting a very special lineup this afternoon, evening. It's weird light outside. DJ Siamese. Siamese Kid.
Siamese.
Siamese. Can we start off there?
Let's do it.
How did you get your name?
Well, it goes deep, but I ain't gonna go that deep. But I am a Gemini. I do live in the gray area, so right and wrong is subject to my belief. And when you put Siamese, it's more related to Siamese twins. Two of one. So, it's kind of where it came from.
Awesome. So, where did your DJ or musical journey begin?
Once upon a time, I used to be a rapper. I don't know. I guess I just realized that naturally the marketing, the development was better. It felt better. It felt like, more of what I would prefer to do opposed to being an artist myself. So,
what was it about being an artist that you hated?
I wouldn't say I didn't like it. It was just, when you got a calling, you got a calling. So, when certain things start to take off a little bit more than the other, what I'm saying? You kind of know what's right. It's still there. It's still there. But, you know what I'm saying?
So, getting into your calling, a lot of things, you experienced some things along the road, obviously, and of course, one of the things is, just the passing of young greatness, who I did have a chance to meet and, spend some time in the studio with before. So what did that teach you about the industry, and how did that affect you?
My bad. Pause.
So how did Young Greatness's career affect you? And, of course, what did it also teach you about the industry?
Well, he's really the one why I started DJing. Whenever we come from New Orleans, he would meet me on Peter Street. And he just told me to do it. And then when I started and it seemed like it was working, he was like, you gonna be my DJ, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what all of this was for. So once he died, I thought about giving it up. I was really close to it. And then that's when I ended up at Street, my current home right now. Has been for 4 years.
So can you give us some insight into that? Because I'm sure that'll also give us insight into how you became Schoolie's DJ.
Really, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. It was just like once he passed, like it was like a good 2-3 weeks. And of course I was grieving. Like I had literally, he dropped me off at the airport the night, the morning he died. So I made it to Atlanta and then found out the news. So, but I still was working, but it was sporadic because, I just didn't want to really be out. And a lot of people understood. And then I got the call, and then next thing I know, me and Schoolie on stage with Gucci, opening up, and it started from there. And that's actually where I met Hotspot, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, like I said, I got the call to come DJ for Schoolie. That was me and Schoolie's first show. I got the music. They was like, just make it feel good. And I read his energy. And then, we performed, it worked out. And then, I was still up there kind of DJing. And then that's where Hotspot and Rico Presley ended up DJing for them too as well on the exact same stage. So, yeah, that was really just how that happened. And, me and Hotspot just kept in touch from there.
Since that's happened, and of course, we know that you've established yourself, obviously, as a DJ, you have a number of other projects and platforms that you're working on right now, which we've already given a little insight into, obviously, the next thing with Mr. Hotspot. Can you share a little bit of those projects with us?
Of course, there's the Nothing to Something showcases mixtapes every month. I'm also working on my own personal DJ album. That's something I've been keeping under wraps, but it's definitely something that's really about to happen.
So that was exclusive information?
Pretty much. I got my group mixtape, The League. with a small handful of the artists that I work with personally, currently in the works. A little compilation project, just, putting them on. Yeah, what's up, booby? Yeah, you already know. I got you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be good, like, for real, because I got a good taste. I got a good ear, so it's gonna be great.
Absolutely, you definitely do, and we see your good ear through all of the platforms and the showcases that you already do and the things that you're working on now. How do you balance your work life and a personal life and your personal relationships? Is it hard?
My personal relationships stem to my work life. I mean, yeah, I work with people who I don't know, but the best work from me itself comes from like people who I've known for some time or seen around plenty of times, interacted with. Like there was something there beforehand. It's like we met a few times beforehand type shit. Like we built some kind of relationship or whatever beforehand.
There's definitely a rapport there.
Yeah.
Of course, working with Schoolie and of course just that whole camp, you've been on tour. We know you've been on tour a number of times. So how do you prepare to go on tour? And what are some must-haves for being on the road for a long period of time?
Well, it's easier for me opposed to being an artist because you only see half of my body anyway.
Okay.
So, you just bring you about 6 pairs of Adidas pants and go to Walmart, grab you 2 packs of white tees and black tees and, you know what I'm saying, same with drawers, and you just in and out. It's really just that easy. Now, yeah, you bring real clothes for like certain occasions and certain kind of shows and shit, but for a DJ, it's really easy because it's just so go, so opposed to being an artist where you can't get away with wearing the same shit at every show type shit like that.
What's one thing that if you went on tour without it, you would cry or be extremely upset? It would just ruin everything if you didn't have it, besides your phone charger.
My computer, because I wouldn't be able to DJ.
Yeah, I guess so,
but
right?
Outside of that, I don't know. I wouldn't even be able to tell you.
The computer's a big thing, though, so that's definitely important. But you seem very low maintenance.
Very.
That's awesome. Because obviously you're low maintenance, so you don't have to worry about lugging big things around. What is your favorite thing about touring?
The experience, the day-to-day. It's so weird, like waking up in a new city, getting ready, doing a show, leaving that show, waking up in a new city. So like everywhere is different. Every state is different. Every place is different. The energy is always different. So, I mean, you don't get tired of it. You can get tired of it, but like in the right amount of tour time, like it's enjoyable because you know what I'm saying. The different experiences and shit that you come across, food, people, and drugs, weed preferably. But you know what I'm saying. So yeah.
How long is too long on tour?
That's really hard to say because you can be on the road for 2 months, you had 2 weeks off, and then next thing you know, you're on somebody else's tour or your own tour. So I don't know. It's different because I don't know. Every tour is different. Every show is different. Like even if you go doing the same show the same night, like 2 shows in a weekend or something. Like the energy, I don't know. It's just always different. So I guess the most part that would be stressful about it is maybe like the coexistence of your family and friends and shit like that. But I mean, it's really enjoyable, I guess. So like too long. That's subject. Just depends.
So we'll revisit this question in maybe like 10 or 15 years, and we'll see if it changes. And you're like 6 months. That's it. That's all I can do. That's all. For
sure.
Even just bringing you back home, especially here at our bar, and of course I've seen you at other places as well. Your events always seem to draw a really great crowd. So for other people that are looking for advice on just curating great experiences just as you do, what are some maybe promotional tips or ideas that you can share?
I mean, it's really just knowing who you're trying to target, knowing your area, knowing your demographic, like knowing who really fucks with you as well. It's really a matter of intertwining all of that. The shit ain't easy. You spend more money on promotion and marketing than anything in general, so It's just really them little factors right there that all tie in together. That's really about it. You just focus on figure out who your crowd is, what kind of crowd is already there, whatever.
Speaking of making it look easy, your story, even though it's quite, it's just unfortunate that, we did lose young greatness, it does seem like you had a more fluid transition into DJing when it comes to being pretty much a celebrity DJ, so to speak, more just on that path, rather. But are there any tips that you can give to other out-of-town DJs that are looking to get into spaces like Street Execs or our bar because, they might not have those same connections as someone else that grew up here?
Well, that's really what it is, the connections, because to be honest, your connections will get you further indoors than your talent. Sad to say, but it's true. So, networking with people, getting out here, getting familiar with the culture, and like I said, the areas and what people fucking with in this city or this area or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, it's just, just figuring out them different parts and actually going to that city and being around. Like same with me in New Orleans. I had to go out there multiple times, hang out in a few different places with a few different people, and just try to understand and see what they had going on before I could even start making my own little footprints out there myself. So that's important.
Yeah, absolutely. So to wrap this up, it wasn't that painful. You do shows, you're obviously a DJ, you're creating your own albums, music, and also managing and working with other acts and artists. Ultimately, what is your vision for DJ Siamese?
Pretty much, I just want to be able to give artists, producers, whoever, a platform, a chance, an opportunity to expand. You know what I'm saying? Spread their wings, do things that they never thought they would be able to do, be places they never thought they'd be able to see. And that's really just what it's about to me, because I know how hard it was for me. So if I can make it a little bit easier, a little bit smoother, like that would be my focus. So yeah, so that's typically the outlook. Just give people a better chance. You know what I'm saying? Have somebody really believe in like what they doing, what they got going on, things like that. So
that's awesome. And just one more question. I don't know if anybody has any questions, but if you do, you can please make your way to the front and we can go ahead and pass you the mic. For any other artist that's here or watching this that wants to know how they can get your attention or get you to work with them in maybe like a management or even, a consultant level, what are you looking for and how can they get your attention?
It's really work ethic. It's like, I can't help something that's not there. Okay, let me take that back. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to say this the right way.
It's okay, take your time, take your time.
Because I don't want to be on nobody's shit saying, Siamese don't say. All right. Like, if you have the will to do it, I can help you do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what it is.
I like that. If you have the will to do it, you can help them do it.
Yeah. Because I can only, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy for me to be like, hey, this is such and such. But from there, it's like, what do? You know what I'm saying? I can only talk but so much. At the end of the day, like, once it's time for you to do your part or work or whatever the case may be, you have to be able to do that, because that's not my job. I'm not the artist. I'm your consultant. I'm your manager. I'm your advisor. Like, that's my title. So with me knowing, the things that I know, the people I know, whatever, I just add people who I feel like deserve it, you know what I'm saying, to the mix.
Absolutely.
Because if I believe in you, I believe in you, so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's great. Well, before we close out, I want to say thank you for believing in so many artists out here and providing a platform and really adding color to the scene here at our bar.
For sure.
It's very much appreciated. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. Well, that is awesome. Before we close out, where can we find you and any other things that you have, the music that you have coming out? How do we stay tuned to that?
You can find me personally on Siamese Kid. You can follow my team page, _the league, a V instead of an A. Once again, I am Siamese. If you don't know me, that's your problem. But yeah, no, you know what I'm saying? I'm easy to talk to. I'm easy to get in touch with, just not easy to touch. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So, that's what it is.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Siamese, once again. This is Last Call. Make sure you tip your bartenders.
Our bar, little bitch.